All right, guys, happy Friday to everyone watching. Welcome back into the channel. The final injury report of Wildcard weekend. The matchup of the Green Bay Packers heading to Philly to take on the Eagles just came out, which include 5 questionable designations and 2 out designations for the Green Bay Packers and 2 out designations for the Philadelphia Eagles. So in today's video, we're going to quickly go over the Packers injury report, the Eagles injury report, break it down, and look ahead at this game. All right, so let's waste no more time. Let's bring right up the screen and start with the Green Bay Packers injury report. And first, we'll go with the 2 players that are out of this game, one of which is Zane Anderson with a concussion. That concussion he suffered early in that Vikings game on the kickoff team hasn't cleared protocol. He's out of this game. We'll talk about it here in a minute, but the Packers will be fine without Zane. They have Evan Williams most likely returning. Katana Ladapo looked great last week. Not too worried about that one. Christian Watson, of course, is the other out designation. Do you really count this one as an out designation because he should have been placed on IR by now? It's just a matter of when. Likely will be placed on IR tomorrow, or maybe they're just, I don't know what they're doing, but he's out. Obviously, there's no chance of him playing with a torn ACL and anything like that. He's out of this game. Now for the questionable tags for the Green Bay Packers. Brenton Cox Jr., Andre Dillard, TJ Slayton, Quay Walker, and Evan Williams. So we'll start with the most important ones here. Quay Walker and Evan Williams, 2 starting defenders for the Packers that have been out for a few weeks now. Getting these guys back will be monumental, and it's going to be a key for the Packers to remain competitive in this game and hopefully stop this Eagles offense, or at least contain it. Hopefully contain Saquon Barkley, because he ain't going to stop him, but hopefully contain him, right? With Quay Walker there, hopefully coming back. I think both of these guys are going to play, and honestly, I think all the questionable tags will play in this game. Every single one of them have practiced all week. It's all in limited fashion, but they've all practiced. And I know TJ Slayton's playing with that questionable because he said himself yesterday in the locker room that he will be playing. So you can pretty much remove that questionable tag off TJ Slayton. He will be playing. And I fully believe Quay Walker and Evan Williams, bearing any major setbacks for some reason, are going to be playing in this game. And getting Evan Williams back at safety is monumental. I mean, Katana Ladapo had a great game last week, but before they decided to finally put Oladapo in, Javon Bullard playing at safety is not something we want to see against the Eagles. We want to see Javon Bullard down low in the nickel, playing against the run, helping in the box against Saquon Barkley, and that's going to be the extent of it, right? We need Evan Williams on the back end behind to help our cornerbacks back there with Xavier McKinney. Quay Walker coming back, whether you think he's a great player, whether you think he's an awful player, it's going to help the Packers defense because they get their play caller back, or the guy that's coordinating everything at the mic with the green dot on his helmet. And it means less Isaiah McDuffie / Eric Wilson. And I think that is a positive. And if the Packers are going to run a 4-2 front, Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, plain and simple. Week 1 against the Eagles, Edgerrin Cooper saw 10 snaps. Last week, he saw 55 snaps. He's going to be the make or break player for this Packers defense against the Eagles. If Edgerrin Cooper can go off and have an insane day, I like the Packers' chances. Because then maybe that means he's stopping Saquon Barkley on early downs a couple times, forcing second and long, forcing third and long, and that's where you want to live if you're the Green Bay Packers defense, and hopefully then create some pressure. But Quay Walker, Evan Williams coming back will be massive. Hopefully that happens. Brenton Cox Jr., I really hope he comes back because he's been an underrated part of this defense. He was out last week and the Packers definitely missed him. We then saw more of Enigbare, who very streaky player. Recently he hasn't been too great, but then earlier in the season, you see he has like a crazy game. So again, it's going to come down to these role players and also these veterans, just simply stepping up, right? A lot of these losses, when we look at our losses throughout the season against winning teams, the veterans have horrible games. So it's going to come down to Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, stepping their game up. Even Xavier McKinney, as of late, hasn't been wonderful. I know he did an interception last week, but it was against a terrible Keenan Allen throw for some reason. He's got to step up and play like he did in week 1 against the Eagles. But Brenton Cox Jr., back to him. He's been a solid edge player opposite Rashawn Gary, and honestly probably been the best of the bunch opposite Rashawn Gary out of him, LVN, Aaron Mosby, and Enigbare. So hopefully he does and is available to play. Andre Dillard is a depth lineman, so it's not a huge deal if he can't play, but he was a full participant today, so likely cleared the concussion protocol. Now for the Eagles injury report, nothing crazy here. Jalen Hurts cleared concussion protocol. No surprise there. If you believe Jalen Hurts wasn't going to play in this game, you were kidding yourself. Jalen Hurts returned to practice in full Thursday, got another full today, and that finished the 5th stage of concussion protocol. No designation. He's good to go. I think a lot of us believed he'd play, but at that point, it's, okay, how is Jalen Hurts going to look at least early in this game, missing the last, not playing football for the last 3 weeks, right? Is he going to start with some rust? So that's why I think it's massive, more now than ever, that if Matt LaFleur wins this damn coin toss, defer. Put the Eagles on offense first, and hopefully Jalen Hurts, does start out rusty, right? Other designations, we have Trevor Keegan, a backup guard, illness. He's out. Byron Young, a rotational defensive lineman, full participant all week, but's out with that hamstring injury. Devontae Smith was added to the injury report today with a back injury / rest. So just give him the rest day. It's not like he had a setback or anything. So no designation there. Kenny Pickett, backup quarterback's good to go. Lane Johnson just had some rest. Bryce Huff, good to go. Dallas Goedert, good to go. They get him back. Nakobe Dean, really good linebacker for them, starting next to Zach Bond. He's good to go with an abdomen injury, full participant all week. Backup tight end Grant Calcaterra, full participant all week. He's good to go. And then another one that's huge is A.J. Brown for them. Now, he got added to the report yesterday, did not participate yesterday with that knee injury, that he's had it for a few weeks now, was out last week or took the rest last week like the rest of the offense, but still bothering him. And he mentioned, I'm playing, all of us are banged up. So he's playing. We'll see what we get out of A.J. Brown for this Eagles offense, but it's going to be a big matchup. Week 1, he torched Jair Alexander. I'm interested to see maybe Carrington Valentine on him. Valentine's allowed a sub 70 rating this year. He's a physical style type of cornerback, and I think that might be our best option. I think Nixon is a good option against Devontae Smith if he's playing out wide, but I want Nixon to remain boundary. But I don't want to see too much, third and long, and Javon Bullard's manned up against Devontae Smith running a poster or crosser. That's a recipe for disaster. But A.J. Brown, I think a good matchup is Carrington Valentine. And again, it just starts with stopping Saquon. The Eagles run the ball more than they pass. It starts with stopping or, again, maintaining Saquon Barkley. But those are the injury reports. Packers versus Eagles, the final injury report with all the designations. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to this game Sunday. Hopefully I leave the link with a Green Bay win. I appreciate you guys coming by to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.